Doesn't matter how many women that man sleeps with, he is gay.
Always woman that look like this at all, dog. Always woman that look like this. Wonder why. Alright. What you watch today? The internet has a problem with name calling by Ashara Wilson. Ashara? Alright, Ashara Wilson. But what she say?
Wow, that's so gay. That used to be an insult when I was a kid. Kids, mainly young boys, used to throw this at each other when they thought someone was being weird or dumb. But fortunately, thanks to the smash hit Glee from 2010, nobody says it as an insult anymore.
So you like show tunes. Doesn't mean you're gay. It just means you're awful.
We've come a long way from using the term gay as a derogatory, right? Kinda. Honestly, I think it's still happening, just in a slightly different way.
Well,
Because why is it that the internet is so
not so much in a Jamaica. Not so much at all. It'll get there, but not so much.
comfortable calling a man's sexuality into question when he does something that we don't like?
Doesn't matter how many women that man sleeps with, he is gay.
And of course, when a man
Many women that man sleeps
Always woman that look like this at all, dog. Always woman that look like this. Wonder why.
with, he is gay.
And of course, when a man treats the woman he's in a relationship wrongly, the comments are very quick to say that he's in search of another man, actually. Hi, I'm Ashara, and I make videos at the intersection of sociology, psychology, technology, and media. And today I want to talk about why everyone wants to say that someone's gay when they do something that they don't like. Now, let's look at a couple of examples. If you are anything like myself, you're chronically online, so you've probably already heard about the Desmond and Christy Scott drama, aka their messy,
Me about it a little bit, but tell me more.
kind of messy divorce. But if you don't know, I'll break it down for you very quickly. Desmond Scott. He is one half of the famous and popular internet couples content duo with his soon-to-be ex-wife, Christy Scott. The duo has amassed millions of followers from their couple's content, which features pranks and usually Christy doing something quirky or silly and Desmond reacting to it. This has brought a lot of success to Christy, mainly in the form of money, bills, y'all. They just had this gigantic, beautiful home built, and with that came a lot of content about furnishing it, and it was very expensive, very pricey. It wasn't just a rinky-dinky home. Christy has also been very successful as far as being invited to walk on many red carpets, notably the Oscars.
Rich.
Like, she's a big deal, y'all. Internet girl turn that girl. And the two of them were together since they were teenagers. Like, they were high school, middle school sweethearts, and they've made it through adulthood, and now there's a split. Why? Because Desmond cheated on her. Now, I don't know why he cheated. He didn't fully say, she didn't fully say, that's fine, it's none of my business. But a lot of people on the internet have drawn their own conclusions, let's say that. And to come to her defense, they've resorted to calling Desmond gay. The man who was married to a woman and then also cheated on her with another woman, gay. Let's look at another quick example before I dive into all of my...
You know what made them quick for call him gay too? Cause him look good. You see if him did warm, them would have quick for call him gay, but you see cause him look good, them push it, say, oh yeah, him gay. Or I don't know, just a chat. Cause she tell the story now. But probably that's why. So them stay, dog. So them stay. Him should have cheated though. I don't know. You know what? I don't know people in life, I'm not saying nothing.
Thoughts on the matter. Basically, there's this video of this man floating around. He called himself a man baddie. I don't know, man. You just have to watch it. Roll the tape.
All right. I can't defend that. I can't defend that at all.
Women cannot handle men baddies. I don't care. That ain't got nothing to do with me, but I'm kind of picking up on that. Am I a baddie? I don't know.
Now this one, I get it. I kind of understand why the girls are saying it. I'm not saying they're right, but I'm saying I understand a little bit. He does use a lot of traditionally feminine rhetoric, like the kinds of words he was using, and his mannerisms were perhaps a bit more traditionally feminine. Like he literally did a twirl. I don't know very many straight men that twirl.
True.
Now his video came off as smug. That's how I would describe it. And he seemed to try to be occupying a space that women have historically occupied, right? Without properly giving credit to them.
Yeah,
It was smug, it was condescending. So a lot of women
You see, that I think. If you're gonna be a body man, you can be a body man, dog. But why you don't go try compete with woman, dog? Cause you literally all live like them. Why you want fight woman now? Come on. And if anything, them did that start embrace it before the straight man them embrace or tolerate or whatever. And then a woman you want come disrespect or throw shade, not do that. You can be yourself and be kind to people.
felt shaded by this. I understand. And naturally, women in the comments sounded off. They called him gay. They said he was in search of another man.
I'm just here to let you know, male baddies are gay men. There is no such thing as a straight baddie. Okay?
I agree.
Take it and get out. Get out.
They said the only man baddie to exist is Bretman Rock and perhaps Saucy Santana. I agree with both of those choices. If you know either one, you'll know that they are gay. And they said, well, if those are man baddies and you're a man baddie, you must be gay too. Even though he's not. Like, he's not indicated at all that he likes men. I see the deductive reasoning that a lot of women did here. Like, I really do. At the same time, I don't genuinely
Is either that or am effeminate. Like, very, very effeminate.
believe that they believe that that man baddie is gay. They just wanted to insult him.
Women cannot handle men baddies. That's the problem with y'all women. Y'all can't handle a man baddie.
It was like a quick, cheap dig because they were offended. Like, he was being sassy, so they figured they could be sassy too. Now, what do I think is going on here? Why is this such a quick go-to for so many people? Well, it's a very easy way to attack a man because it goes directly to his masculinity and his manhood. If straight men are the default, then calling a man gay is like the ultimate betrayal. It's basically saying that you are not a man. Not really. Now, I am so sick of talking about the same thing.
The biggest disrespect. Jaja.
Things talking about masculinity and femininity and gender roles and the divine femininity and how you must submit to a man and how men are supposed to live. Y'all not tired?
Y'all mouth getting dry talking about the same thing. Cause mine is.
But I must keep discussing it because it keeps being relevant. It keeps coming to play. So here we go again. Now, the very quick answer to why are these women and other men online quick to say that someone's gay as an insult? Homophobia, duh. Misogyny, duh. Wrap it up, we're done here, folks. But if you want my longer answer, here it is. And before anyone says, oh, I think they're just like trying to point out the obvious or they're just saying it in a neutral way, I don't think it's a neutral way. It's not possible.
They must say it because they know say it got hurt. That's why they must say it. They must say, yeah, body man, you know, like woman, you're this and that. Because what is a straight man? A straight man. Or you go offend him, call him a body man. And they must say it, and listen, these are the interesting thing too, you know. They must say it to offend the straight man, but at the same time, they must offend them gay friend, and because is being gay now offensive? Is it a bad thing? And them have so much body man friend, but if a straight man do something that are the insult, you're gay, you're this, you're that. Boy.
Positive, that's for sure. And if it were neutral, then why? I don't think it's a neutral way. It's not positive, that's for sure. And if it were neutral, then why would it be accompanied by so many snarky memes?
I go pause it again. You know what is neutral? Neutral are when me say girl. Cause that is neutral. That's a neutral. Let's like give you an example.
Quick, okay? There is this idea that there is a hierarchy of masculinities. Ultimately, there is the hegemonic masculine ideal. This is being at the top of the hierarchy. This is the idealized version of a masculine man, right? So, and it changes from different countries because there's different cultures. So, for example, in the United States, this would be like someone like Michael B. Jordan, right? He's tall, he's buff, he has some facial hair, he's very fit, he's very suave. That's a masculine man. And because there's a hierarchy, different people come in differently at the rankings. So gay masculinity is not towards the top. It's not the ideal. If anything, it's going to be towards the bottom. So to call a man out who is straight, but to call him gay, puts him from here at the top to here at the bottom. It is a direct way to insult his manhood. Why? Because in our culture, gay is automatically associated with feminine or effeminate. And so in a culture that is highly man-praising, for a man to be feminine is not sought after. It is the opposite of what a man should be. So the gay man is the opposite of what a man should be. In this context, these are not my personal thoughts. And we know in our culture, anything defined or seen as feminine is largely seen as lesser. Whew, thanks for bearing with me. And I do want to point out that I am not talking about those aggressively misogynistic podcast bros, you know, the ones that say something so crazy, so outlandish that it goes from being misogynistic and comes back all the way around to end up sounding sus, like a little gay.
Women suck at everything compared to men. Literally everything. Even sucking.
That is something else entirely.
That is a batty man, and that is not offensive. He might just batty man. That is a batty man. All them man, them a batty man. Them in a closet.
That's not what I'm talking about. So when they call Desmond Scott gay, they're not saying he's gay and that he wants to sleep with other men. No. Instead, he's deviating from the typical idea of what a masculine man would do. In this case, a lot of people assume that they are getting divorced or Desmond cheated because he was in competition with his wife. Allegedly, this is what they say. I'm not saying I said this. This is what the streets are saying. They're saying that he put himself in competition with a woman. What kind of straight masculine man is going to put himself or compete with other women? He wouldn't, because a man is only going to compete with other men, according to this logic. But following this line of thinking, what kind of man does occupy women's spaces? What kind of man could compete with women? A gay man. So Desmond Scott must be gay too, because why else would he compete with another woman? And the same thing for the man baddie. Why are you calling yourself a baddie? Baddie is a term reserved exclusively for women. So to try and put man in front of it and say that you're the man version of this woman thing, it still fits you into this woman aesthetic. And for a man to want to be like a woman, well, that's a gay man.
That's gay.
But not only is this blatant homophobia, it's also an insult to the gay community, in my opinion.
She just has so much sincerity,
now,
dog.
I'm not
She
a
just has
community
so
member,
sincerity.
but this is just something that I've been seeing that's been rubbing me the wrong way. So if I am overstepping, please tell me in a nice way, because I say all of this with love and compassion. Honestly, I think this lets men get away with their bad behavior by people conflating homosexuality with something it isn't, instead of just labeling the bad behavior as bad behavior. You know, is he gay or did he just hurt a woman? Is he gay or has he said hateful things about women?
Exactly what she just said.
Because a lot of the gay men I know really like women. They like them more than it looks like straight men like them.
And
I'll give you an example. It's like when a man will behave very poorly to his woman partner, like he won't take her out on dates, for example, won't spend any money on her. And then all the comments will say, that's not a man, that's a boy. Well, no, he's 27 years old. That is a grown man. We don't want to believe that a man would behave this way, but actually this is very normal and very typical for a lot of men. So men do behave this way. Let's just call it what it is.
Minimizing grown men's behavior and calling them boys, not men, completely invalidates the fact that they are grown men choosing to behave a certain way. No, these are not boys, these are men. This is how men act. And it's unfortunate because saying boys will be boys or it's just locker room talk is just a way to scapegoat their accountability to their poor behavior. Grown men treat children that way. Grown men treat women that way. Grown men treat animals that way. Grown men treat other men that way. They're not boys.
It's like this desire to separate the bad action from that group of people. Oh, he's a boy, he's not a man. Actually, no, he is a man. And so we see this with the gay thing too. He cheated on his wife. He's in competition with his wife. He must be gay. Why is he in competition with women? He's not gay. He's an adulterer. And he's not gay. He just has an inferiority complex and is...
No, so that means cheating, but that one they sound serious. Adulterer. Damn. That's the one they sound like if he got jail for that one day, although it just mean him commit adultery, but oh, it just sound scary, dog. When somebody come to you, you're an adulterer.
Patty. Now, I understand that these quips are meant to sort of be like sassy and also defend the woman that was harmed, right? Ooh, almost knocked over my boba, yo. They're meant to defend someone, but they're coming out in a pretty homophobic way. Why not just call the bad behavior what it is? Now we can get to the root of the problem and not have gay people catching strays for no reason. And this is why I think language is so important, because if you're able to label something correctly, then you're able to get to the root of the problem and deal with it. You can't hide behind other random words and sassy comebacks. And I say all this to say that obviously being gay is not an insult. Like, being gay itself is fine, but people are using it as an insult. How do I know people are using it as an insult? Look at how they're saying it online. They're only saying it in response to someone digging at them. So it's a comeback, it's a dig back.
Yeah, them only say it in response to bad behavior, like with them. Well, like what she and other people have said throughout the video. Them only say it for offend somebody. They must say it, they must use it as a bad thing, like to describe the bad behavior. Instead, when in truth and in fact, that is somebody gay, somebody this or somebody that. So when you use what them identify as something bad, nah, that's not nice.
Or there's using it and accompanying with it like other memes that are sassy and rude. If that's not an insult, I don't know what it is, girl. Okay, well, that clears that up. This is something that's been on my mind for a little bit now. This is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, you're a real one.
For real.
You're a real one, and I want you to know that. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. That'd be cool. That's what I hear all the cool kids are doing, and don't you want to be cool? I think you do. Thank you so much for watching. Much love always, and I will see you when I see you. Bye.
All right, that was very informative. An informative one. But what do you think, though? What do you think? Only hear me think throughout the video. Did calm. Make sense. Good video. Who knows? Might subscribe. Watch a couple more videos them whenever them pop up. Good video. You subscribe. Bye-bye.